runners, running with the runners.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all the runners out there. It's Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. We have an amazing show for you guys tonight. We're going to show you the best bank, the best debit card. We're crushing it with a couple new businesses, and there is so much great, amazing news in the crypto and financial world. As always, I got my good brother here, Ricardo Hamilton, aka M.I.M.S, making it make sense. What's good, brother? How you doing tonight?
Fired up and excited as always. Look, we got a great show for y'all tonight, man. We always are looking for systems, services, opportunities to really help people get ahead in this new economy. Okay, learning how to secure your wealth, take advantage of the opportunities out here to diversify your wealth. And this banking platform that we're getting ready to go with, folks, I believe everybody needs to know about this and take advantage of it. It's next level. It's moving you in position to actually capitalize on the new economy and still be, able to take advantages of the traditional systems that you're used to. So no, it's really exciting, brother. I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh man, brother, when you make $2,000, $2,000, $3,000, and then $3,000 in a week, how can you be bad? So the Texit runners are just exploding. We have multiple people now in just our group earning $2,000-$3,000 a week. I had somebody, a great marketer, join last week. She's already made $1,000 in less than a week. So we'll get into our biggest problem, our biggest issue or barrier right here in a minute. But guys, Texit is absolutely amazing. And M.I.M.S, I wanted to show you this. I got this in the mail today. Never have I seen anything like this from a cryptocurrency company. So this is a cold storage coin, guys, right? And they go into all the details of how to use it, how to get involved with Texit. And again, I was on the Zoom tonight listening to Bobby Gray, and this guy is just a financial monetary genius. Now, not only that, M.I.M.S, I don't know if they made a mistake, but I got another Texit coin, and I got an Ethereum cold storage wallet for where our commissions go. Yeah. So not only do we get the mining tokens every day, right? The Texit tokens from mining, we also get our commissions in USDC on Ethereum. So, I've never had this much fun building a business.
This is next level. Shout out Bobby Gray. Even those cold storage coins, that's his operation. But those are copper coins, and this is something that he started with in 2012 or something like that. Yep. The vision, the knowledge, okay, of this space, all right, the scalability and building of the infrastructure and what he's doing is just huge. And that's a real product there. They're talking about real assets and then information. I just love that, with this project, people are getting these packages in the mail, but the education that they're getting along with it is something that I haven't seen with any company in a crypto space, the way they put that package together. So it's huge, folks. It's huge.
Yeah, and it's just been so much fun the last, month or so while we've been crushing Texit to just help people get educated in the crypto space, because it is difficult. But again, guys, you will be left behind if you don't learn about cryptocurrency and blockchain. You will be like people who faded email and the internet in the 90s and early 2000s. So you got to take action. And guys, we're going to cover some news really quick so you understand why we're so excited about this new bank and debit card, because it really aligns with what we need in the cryptocurrency blockchain space. So this just happened today. President Trump administration may issue executive order to stop banks from cutting off crypto firms, aiming to end Operation Choke Point 2.0. And even if Trump signs this executive order, I guarantee you banks will still try to stop you from moving your money. Once you put your money in the bank, it is no longer yours. They want to keep your money there. They don't want you getting into crypto and getting wealthy. They want you to stay in the old dinosaur banking that is horrible. And guys, our biggest struggle with Texit is literally just getting people into crypto, right? Getting funds into USDC on Ethereum when people have it in their bank account. Because, today, like literally everything was failing. Like Venmo wouldn't let you send money. Apple Pay wouldn't let you send money. Zelle caps you how much money you can spend. You know, wires are ridiculous. You know, you got to go into the bank and fill all this stuff out. So M.I.M., you know, we're going to offer a solution, but you got to understand what the problem is. This started under Joe Biden and Barack Obama, and it's basically just banks will just deny everything. Everything's a scam to them, and they just don't want people to actually have ownership of their money.
Yeah. You know, even, you know, Cash App and, you know, all these other platforms have created issues and inhibited people from being able to move their money around like they should be able to. And it's because, look, the old system is dying. You know, we're under a reset right now. And so capital is going to go out of one system into another system. The banks aren't happy right now because they ain't making money off of it. You know, but very soon they will be, and everything is going to be opened up and easier. It's just that there are other crypto firms that got ahead to them where people are moving their funds, you know, into those platforms. But it's a great thing to see, you know, the end of Operation Choke Point 2.0, you know, and the Trump administration giving people some hope when it comes to the liberty and the freedoms and the movement of their money, as opposed to being stuck in control like we in the financial system that we have now, you know, where there isn't, you know, freedom, you know, because once again, the banks can tell you how much money you can spend on something or where you can buy something and all these, you know, limitations and whatnot. So people have to understand that there's an opportunity. You're not going to like everything, okay? But you got to focus on what are the opportunities, what are the things that you like that can change your life and put you in position to change others and create generational wealth. And so the Trump administration, in regards to crypto, okay, is doing what we want to see, okay? Putting the power back into the hands of the people when it comes to their ability to move, grow, you know, store, you know, their money and everything else when it comes to these digital assets. So yeah, these are good developments.
Yeah, and Boone, I would say the central banking system makes the mafia look like a barbershop quartet. I mean, you know, they make the mafia, the gangsters look like kids selling candy on the street corner.
Yeah, it's a global scale. Federal Reserve is global. You have to understand what they're doing across the world with the devaluation of currency and exporting the inflation overseas.
So guys, you know, we want to get to the banking debit card, but I want to show you all the news that literally happened in the last 24 hours. BlackRock withdrew 27 million Ethereum from Binance, buying the Ethereum dip. Okay, Tau, I've been telling you guys about Tau forever. Tau up 15% this week. I hope you guys bought the dip during, you know, the whole war thing. All right, we covered that one. Just in, China allows ownership of Bitcoin and crypto. Synapse Genetics is doing a Tau acquisition under crypto treasury strategy. Appoints BitGo as custodian. Tau is essentially like AI Bitcoin. Alt season is getting ready. Every June is the bottom for alts. Here is total 3 every June. So you can see the yellow lines is June. So back in 2020, right? June 6th. And then here, you can't see my cursor, but where those yellow lines are, that's June. So you can see once we hit June, we really take off. So again, guys, I would be getting it in. Get your alts right now. President Trump's True Social files to officially launch a Bitcoin ETF on the New York Stock Exchange. Visa CEO is bullish on crypto and stablecoins via CNBC. So this is happening one day, M.I.M.S.
Yeah.
Swapper Finance just made a deal with MasterCard and Chainlink where anyone can purchase crypto on chain, like instantly, any crypto, any card, anytime with Swapper Finance. Now their fees are insane. Okay, I went to check it out, M.I.M.S. To buy $100 of crypto, their fees were $34.
Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know if that was a mistake or something weird was going on, but we got a much better solution. But again, guys, MasterCard and Chainlink coming together to make it so people can buy. There you go. Chainlink and MasterCard is live. Over 3 billion cardholders can now buy crypto on chain thanks to a new integration via Swapper Finance. Again, every June is the bottom for alts. Texas, right? Texit coin, okay, is probably going to be the most crypto friendly state in the entire country. They're ready to buy $10 million worth of Bitcoin for their strategic reserve. This would make them the first state to buy Bitcoin. And MIMS, if that wasn't enough, the U.S. Director of Federal Housing Agency, Bill Pulte, I guess, says the agency is looking to explore how cryptocurrency holdings could count toward mortgage qualification requirements. Yeah. Anthony Papanano purchases 3,724 Bitcoin worth almost $400 million. And last one, the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell says banks are free to conduct crypto activities. Are you not entertained, Mems? I mean, how much more bullish good news do you guys want?
Yeah, facts. I mean, look, everything that we need to see, that we need to know, we need to hear. We already know where this is going. You know what I'm saying? Before though, 2017, prior to then, they said, oh, I wouldn't touch Bitcoin. They called it rat poisoning. It was a scam. It was a fraud. It was a Ponzi scheme, all this and that. But the whole time they understood the technology. The whole time they knew that this was going to be the solution. As the present debt-based fiat monetary system collapses right before our eyes, it has to roll over into something. The debt is too high. The dollar is losing too much value. You see what's going on in the economy right now, and with the Federal Reserve and the inability to, lower interest rates, create liquidity, because we need liquidity. The economy needs to grow, and it's being inhibited, by the masters of the Federal Reserve. So, I mean, this is the thing. Everything is going blockchain, folks. You have to understand that. Trade, real world assets, I mean, you name it, tokenization of securities, tokenization of stocks and bonds, everything is going blockchain. The opportunity here is that we can actually acquire these digital assets and get the education on how to move our money where we have that freedom and liberty and security, as opposed to being stuck in a centralized institution where they control everything, right? So there's a massive opportunity to create generational wealth, a massive opportunity to change your life forever. It's just a matter of time. And you want to make sure, I say all the time, I'd rather be 1 year or even 2 years too early than 1 day too late. And, I think, Mike, you had put up a post earlier, and we already knew this, but less than 7% of people around the world are in blockchain and crypto. Yep. You have to understand that everything and everybody will be on the blockchain. Everything is going digital with the AI, with the automation, with the robotics. Listen, beat them to the system. That's what they don't like. They don't like that you had the opportunity to beat them to the XRP or to the, these digital assets. They wanted to keep it for themselves and then have you pay to use it. But now you could be wealthy from it. So this is what we've been screaming the whole time. This is what we've been telling people: get educated. These are digital assets, okay? Digital assets. Every coin you have is a digital asset. The real valuable, coins, of course. There's some stuff that ain't gonna be around, okay? But the real ones, which we educating you guys on and helping you get plugged in on and acquire on a consistent basis, okay? These assets are digital assets. Hold on to them.
Yeah, so let's get into it, guys. Tonight, we are going to introduce you to just an amazing solution. We have been on 2-hour-long Zooms with the entire corporate team. So, the first time we thought it'd just be like 2 or 3 people. No, they all came. We did an interview with them last week. We recorded that we're going to watch right now and kind of hit the highlights. I thought we were going to get 2 or 3 people. There was like 8 of them, right? So these guys are, doing whatever it takes to help people manage and have a better banking solution and actually own their money and have access to it whenever they want. So we're going to go ahead and get into this right now. We're going to hit some of the highlights of our interview with them, and this will be released on our YouTube channels probably tonight or tomorrow. So we're going to start off here with just discussing kind of their vision and their mission. And they answered all our questions. I was super impressed with their knowledge, how they have everything covered. So David, if you kind of want to start us off here and just explain, the mission, the vision that you guys have when it comes to Quantified Global and, the problem you guys are really solving.
Absolutely, yes. And it really comes to the core of what we do with QuantumFi. And that is taking and marrying banking, crypto, and card issuing under one roof, and giving users, whether they're individuals or corporate entities, the ability to access this banking. Again, secure banking, which is critically important,
So M.I.M.S right there, when I heard that, and just so you guys know, these cards are shipping. This isn't like, hopefully one day we'll get a card and we're doing some fundraising thing. No, these cards are out. Our sponsor already has his. But when he said they're marrying banking, crypto, and card issuance, I was ready to listen to see what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean that's what we need. You know, that's what the world wants. That's what you want to have access to. Yeah, that's what is the next step. In this evolution when it comes to crypto banking and then your ability to transact. But yeah, definitely.
But also, not just in say U.S. dollars, or not just in Western currencies, so U.S. dollars and CAD, but we have, for payout purposes, we have the ability to pay out in over 190 currencies in over 240 countries' jurisdictions.
190 currencies, 240 countries and jurisdictions. This is international, guys.
That's right.
Global.
Yeah.
And if you've ever tried to send money to somebody in Australia or Canada or UK or Mexico or Africa or Asia, you know it's not easy and the fees are insane.
And so really, I would say that our value proposition, our claim to fame, is that as long as you are not in an OFAC sanctioned country, so no Iran, no North Korea, right now no Russia, but that will change, we can support your onboarding. And a great example would be a new client of ours, a corporate client of ours. They came to us with a huge number of corporate and individual users in Ukraine. And even
all right, so we're going to jump ahead now to 1140 and pick up there. And I want to hit on that, and just so
yeah, no, I was just going to say, folks, your ability to convert. A lot of people have issues converting between currencies, and you heard how many countries they're in, how many currencies there is. So your ability to convert your digital assets to fiat, and then to a different fiat here is seamless. Here, it's really really effective, really efficient. And that's the thing that a lot of people had want to have the ability to do in a more simple, more efficient, cost-effective way is that conversion, and that's what this bank is offering the opportunity for you to do.
Everyone's clear, and maybe you can speak on this as well. So let's say I have some crypto. I have Bitcoin, I have Ethereum, I have USDC. I can send it to QuantumFi, sell it into dollars or whatever local currency you are in. And then you actually told us on the call, you can have that if you wanted to. I don't know after you experience QuantumFi why you'd want to, but let's say I bank with Chase here in the United States. So I could sell it in the USD on QuantumFi. And if I wanted to, send it right to Chase almost instantly, and then be able to pay my mortgage, my car note, whatever it is. Or I can also just pay my mortgage or car note straight from QuantumFi. Is that accurate? Or can you because to me, that's massive. I've never seen anyone that could do that so quickly as you guys do.
So thank you. And you are absolutely correct. And the only addition, because I'm not going to modify anything you said, because everything you said is 100% accurate. The only addition that I'm going to make is that when an individual or a corporate entity gets an account on the QuantumFi platform, that blockchain account is a dedicated account to your client. QuantumFi or nobody else has access to their money, and that is so important. And that is, by the way, exactly the same case on the banking side. These are not pooled accounts, which is what you typically get with a banking platform. These are all named, dedicated bank accounts with these tier 1, tier 2 banks. And so exactly the road that you went down is exactly the way it works. And I just sprinkle the air of we protect our clients' money because they and they alone have access to their funds.
So, I mean, guys, this is huge, because again, like we told you in Texas, the biggest issue is getting money into, right? Because you have to go from a bank to an exchange to on-chain. And then same thing when you come out of the system, right? You got to go from on-chain to an exchange to the bank. And each one of them is taking a fee, and each one of them can take, 2 to 3, 4 or 5 days, who knows? And then sometimes like with Coinbase, you can put money on there and you can't move it off for a week, So This is solving all those solutions. And again, QuantumFi is the connector, right? They're not actually the bank. So for example, I couldn't find the part where he talks about what we ask him, what banks are you using? And he names a couple. We're going to find the one they use in Australia, but they're using Chase, Bank of America, and a few other ones in America. And then they're using other ones that are in the separate countries that they have all around the world. But M.I.M.S, I wanted you to really make it make sense so people grasp the magnitude of what we have here.
This is blockchain banking. Okay. That's what we have here, blockchain banking. Everything else is old, traditional. So you understand something, when you want to upgrade and be prepared to be able to move your money around, secure your money, convert your money, spend your money, you got to do that with a blockchain bank. Okay. So if you don't have an international blockchain bank account, okay, you need this. This is the only company out here that's doing what they're doing. And there are similar companies that sound like they're doing what they're doing, but then when you peel back the layers, you realize, oh no, this is something totally different. Okay. This is why we bought it to you guys. We wouldn't even have bought it to you if it just looked like something else out there and there wasn't really unique, massive value in here that everyone could benefit from and that they should capitalize on. So this is blockchain banking. If you don't have a blockchain bank bank account, you need it.
Yeah, it's going to make it so much easier to move in this space. And as we're, everything going digital in the future, that the people who make the first move in this will have massive potential for wealth. And we'll talk about that here in a minute.
You got to know what's possible. You got to know what's possible. And this is definitely going to open up people's ability and understanding of what is possible versus whatever the mainstream media or, corporations want to feed you.
Well, I wanted to make sure that was mentioned because that's so important. So important.
No, I totally agree. And David, can you explain, first of all, you spoke a lot of places in the world. Can you run through Australia? Because we have a big team in Australia and New Zealand. And then if you could add on to that, what banks you guys use, or because that was the first question I got asked is, well, what banks are they leveraging to make all this happen?
Sure. And Australia, for example, in that region, we have Westpac. But we also have other banks as well in that region. We have a unique ability with the different currencies. Australia is one of them, where we can actually provide a dedicated AUD account. And let me just give you a unique process flow within our platform that gives people the ability to, say, have an AUD account, but also if they do business in the US or in the UK or in the EU, to get paid instantly. If you is, let's say we have somebody in Australia and they're working with somebody in the US and they want to get paid immediately. Well, what we do for them is we'll open up a multi-currency account. So we're going to give them a USD account. So that's going to be at, say, JP Morgan or B of A or Cross River, a major bank in the US. And
so that's JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Cross River were the major US banks that they're leveraging.
And we're also going to give them an account, an Australian dollar account, and it's going to be in a major bank in Australia. Well, here's how the process flow works. An ACH, which is a local payment in the US, is literally same day. So let's say I was paying somebody in Australia. Well, instead of going into my bank and sending a SWIFT and them waiting for the funds to clear and waiting days for those funds to arrive, I'm going to send a local ACH to their USD account. They're going to receive that ACH literally, I'm going to say almost immediately, in USD. Within their platform, they have the ability to then move those USD funds directly to, say, their Australian bank account and convert them to AUD. This is virtually an internal transfer. So this happens instantly. Now, once they have the funds in their AUD account, because we have local rails in Australia, somebody could pay their bills or move the funds to their own local bank account virtually immediately.
So again, guys, here, the solution it's solving for international money movement is massive, and to have access to your funds basically instantly is something I've never seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, and when you look at the details on the options and how much money you can move, and obviously a lot of us here are going to be very wealthy and are wealthy in crypto and these digital assets, and our ability to, put our digital assets into a blockchain bank and then convert that into fiat and then swipe and spend and then send to our traditional bank, that option, that ability, all in-house, seamless, efficient, is powerful. It's next level. It's something that people aren't able to do today until quantified. So when people really grasp the magnitude of what they're able to do, especially on an international scale, when you're talking about taking your crypto, spending your crypto, converting your crypto into fiat, you're gonna want to have a blockchain based bank account, and any and everybody that you know and that you deal with gonna want to have one as well, because of the simplicity of the ability to now capitalize and move money around throughout the world.
Yeah, and I wanted to show you guys this. I had just kind of set this up. So I'm waiting for my physical card to come, but as soon as you join, you get a virtual card that you can use. So I just loaded some commissions that I had. You guys can see here, right? We have an e-wallet, crypto, cards, banking portal, an all-in-one solution. So I literally took me less than a minute. And, well, just so you guys know, and you can see, M.I.M.S, you see the last digits on my virtual card are 8560, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 8560. So I literally set this up on my Apple Pay tonight of 8560. So now I have that virtual card. I can go in anything that has tap to pay on my card. I can now start using my virtual card, and then I'll get my physical card here in just a few weeks. So
And I think what was the spend limit, Mike? You remember the spend limit on that?
we're
100?
going to talk about that next. One of them is
Okay, good.
50,000. The other one's 100,000 a day.
Nice.
Transaction.
Right, transaction. Right, it's next level. Next
So
level.
I think that's the next part we're going to look at.
Yeah.
So let's 2530. And maybe David can speak to this, because to me this is massive, is the difference of the secured charge card versus your standard debit card. Does anyone want to speak on that for a little bit?
Absolutely. I will say that I tend to be long-winded, but I certainly would like the opportunity to address this, because it is a monumental difference. We are also accustomed to our debit cards that are issued from our bank, and those are referred to as direct debit. And then there are what are prepaid debit cards. And in the US, we're accustomed to seeing prepaid debit cards in every supermarket, 7-Eleven, liquor store, drugstore. Everybody has a prepaid card that you can instantly load and use. Not as common globally, but so debit and prepaid debit are very, very common. Now, we're all obviously familiar with credit cards. And the challenge that many people have with debit and prepaid debit is that there are inherent restrictions. Many of you will be familiar with some of these restrictions that I'm going to mention. So in travel and situations, so if you are renting a car, you cannot use a debit card. If you are staying at a hotel, they're going to take an extra 2 nights and take that off your card. And then after you check out, it will take anywhere from a few days to a week for you to get your money back. Airline travel, you cannot use a debit card. And so travel specifically is very challenging when it comes to debit. And there are a number of other areas, actually.
So in short, guys, you basically it's a debit card, but it's a secured charge card. So you get all the benefits that you typically would with a credit card, but you don't have to worry about racking up those credit card bills, paying a bunch of interest charges, paying, fees and whatnot. It's a guarantee approval. It doesn't matter what your credit is. Guys, this is an international bank account, which if you don't understand that, you definitely need to reach out to us and we'll explain to you the benefits of having an international bank account. Car rentals, hotels, and integrating with the Quantify system. So M.I.M.S, to me, that's massive, because again, if people are only using a debit card versus a credit card, you have a lot of limitations when it comes to car rentals and travel and such.
Yeah, yeah. You're getting the benefits of a credit card while actually having a debit card. And whether you're aware of the restrictions and limitations, pros and cons, you're going to benefit regardless because your card is going to function as both, essentially. So that's one of the other benefits of the QFI and this blockchain banking system that just most people don't have and don't understand why they need to have it. But this is why the education is so important, but also putting yourself in position to capitalize on this because there's going to come a time where you're going to want to have the features that QFI offers. You're going to want to utilize and need and take advantage of. There are people that they're going to want to utilize and take advantage of the features that we have. I know people who are making millions of dollars in crypto, and they want to buy millions of dollars in crypto, but they don't know the best way to do it. They don't understand. They don't know about the blockchain bank that's out there. Now we about to let people know, and it's about to go crazy. And everybody, in my opinion, should have an international blockchain-based bank account. It's a no-brainer.
And heck, in every card they have is a secured debit card. So that's what we just covered are the benefits. And then there's 3 different types of cards you can get. We're gonna talk about that here in just a minute.
Yep. I want to make sure you guys heard that. That's a big deal. You guys know this.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
One additional feature we have within our platform is that you can actually purchase crypto with a debit or credit card within our platform.
Oh wow. I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yep. We've integrated a gateway into the platform, giving clients the ability, if they choose to use something other than their balance on their bank account, or if they don't have a balance in their bank account, then they can use a credit or a debit card to purchase the crypto as well. Thank you, Coach. Absolutely so important.
Yeah, so I know your wheels are turning. That flow goes, okay, I can use my credit card, buy crypto, I can put it on my card, I can send it out. I mean, I can see, Mike, I can see how your wheels are just going right now.
Yeah, we have so many people. We have so many people, that want to buy crypto with their credit card, or want to buy crypto with their debit card, and they want an easy, efficient way. You can do that with this blockchain-based bank. This is why everybody needs it, because it's also your on-ramp into crypto. You can move your money from your traditional bank account, move it to your international blockchain-based bank account, buy crypto, okay, all seamlessly in-house, okay? Another major benefit. And then, of course, buying it with your credit card and everything else. I mean, it's just huge. It's huge in regards to mass adoption, onboarding, and scaling of the blockchain space. And like I said before, there's less than 7% of people around the world in blockchain and crypto. They need this solution. Okay, you want to bring it to them, just like we're bringing it to you.
And there's only 7%. One of the reasons because it's just so hard to get into.
Yeah, I mean, how many people are unbanked?
Right.
Those who are unbanked, this is your solution.
So there's 3 options you guys can get. Right. We're going to cover it really quickly here. The Quantum Nexus, you're going to get your e-wallet, a dedicated IBAN account. That's an international bank account number, integrated cryptocurrency trading platform, a virtual and a physical card, either MasterCard or Visa. Your daily load limit is $50,000. Guys, this is just $200 one time. Okay. The only recurring monthly fee is there is a $15 fee for your bank account and transactions and such. That's it. $15 a month with everything that you're getting is basically nothing, right? That's one time $200. Now, Jermaine asked a great question is, can you start one and then upgrade? You can, but you're going to end up paying the full amount. So if you come in at the 500 and you want to go to Quantum Elite, or if you come in at Prime and you want to go to Quantum Elite, you're going to have to pay the whole thing. So you can't just
no pay the difference.
Yeah, there's no pay the difference.
Right.
Okay. And M.I.M.S, I forgot about this, but apparently you can join for free.
Yeah.
And market and promote this and earn commission and income. So it's not even a pay to play. You can market and promote this for absolutely free. And we're going to talk about how much money you can make doing that. So, I mean, I don't know why anybody would not be marketing and promoting this.
Yeah, it's huge. The ability to know about something is great. Taking action is great, but being able to get paid for sharing what you now know and took action on is even better. Okay, applied knowledge is power, and when you apply this knowledge and you share with others, you putting yourself in position. You know what I'm saying, to make some money. All right, and we talk about multiple streams of income all the time. I rather anybody who's relying on one stream of income essentially is a disaster waiting to happen. So for you to be able to offer a international blockchain-based bank account, okay, and you can offer that for free and put yourself in position to get paid. And when you understand the magnitude of the services and the features and everything else, it's a no-brainer. Anybody who's in any crypto industry, any crypto business, they're going to want to take advantage of this. People who are new to crypto and don't know nothing about crypto, just getting into crypto, they need to take advantage of this. This is for the unbanked, and this is for the big institutions. Okay, this is for Main Street, Wall Street. Everybody needs to take advantage of this international blockchain-based bank account.
No, 100%. So the next package is called the Quantum Prime. All right, you get the same thing you got with the first one, but instead you're going to get a premium metal card. You're going to get unlimited daily loads of 100,000 per transaction. That's not daily, it's per transaction. Yeah. So you could literally buy a $300,000 house with 3 different transactions, just 100,000 at a time. And then when you get Prime, you get 10% of the rewards pool. So as they're collecting fees and different things where they're making money, they are sharing, they're putting a certain amount of that into a pool, and all the Prime members split 10% of that rewards pool. So again, that doesn't have anything to do with sharing. So you could get the Prime, never tell a soul. You're still going to be getting some residual income from that rewards pool. Now, the last one is the Quantum Elite. Okay, you're going to get an Elite metal card, so you're getting a better card. Your unlimited daily loads of up to 100,000, and now you get 20% of the rewards pool. And the Elite is a one-time $1,000. The Prime is a one-time $500. And I told M.I.M.S when we got done with corporate, I was like, bro, they could charge $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for one of these, because I've seen other programs not nearly as good as this charge that much for people to have access to this type. Well, it wasn't as good as this.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer. I mean, connect your traditional bank account, move your money to an international blockchain-based bank account, be able to convert your USD to essentially any other currency, like you talked about CAD and Australian dollars, whatever have you. Being able to move that into that traditional bank account in Australia, huge, or your traditional bank account to your international blockchain-based bank account, buy crypto, okay, huge, or the money that you have in your international bank account, spend your crypto, spend your fiat, all on the debit card. I mean, it's huge. And when they talk about that rewards pool, that's company wide. That's global. Understand, this is an international blockchain-based bank account. This is the first that I've seen of this kind. And there's nothing out here like this. Okay. And this is for everybody, businesses too. Okay. So you talk about global rewards pool, and just because you got, one of the higher 2 package options, you're putting yourself in position to get that. And I think they pay that, was it monthly?
Yeah, I believe it's monthly.
Yeah, I believe it comes. So we talking about like almost a monthly dividend, you can say, from what this company is doing globally in these rewards pools. So that's a major incentive. I honestly believe that people who get those higher options, it's going to pay for itself over time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's going to pay for itself. Just in the rewards pool.
Yep. So we're going to do the last video clip here, which is just a great story from Johnny about how they are so much different than other banks. But again, guys, join for free, market and promote it, get paid. Get the 200 minimum, right? You got your virtual card and your physical, right? You get the 500. Now you're getting 10% of the rewards pool, and you got a better card. Come in for 1,000, you get the premium card, and you're getting 20% of the rewards pool. So, I mean, there's really no way you can lose here. But this last story from Johnny really hit me, and we'll kind of end with this. I'm so excited to bring this to our community and the world.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any before I let M.I.M.S kind of close us out and put a cherry on the top? Is there anything anyone else wanted to say? I think we've hit everything that I can possibly think of.
The only thing I'll say is that we really are solving, in my opinion, the two biggest problems in the world: the onboarding and offboarding of crypto.
Yep.
And how does Sally Soccer Mom, who's just getting into crypto, she's got a little white van and she's got Ethereum or Ripple, and she's like, oh, she's all excited. Well, how does she spend it at the grocery store? Well, we solved that problem. And that's a big, big problem out there. And the other problem to me personally, which is the biggest problem in the world, is control of your money. Because I don't know about all of you, but I work my tail end off for my money. And I should have the right, if I want to spend $17,000 on an airline ticket, I should be able to do that. And I bring that up because in 2023, I'll make this quick. I was going to Dubai, flying Emirates out of Seattle, first class. It was 17 grand. I had 55,000 in my B of A account, and I got declined 4 times over 4 days. I had to go through 5 different managers in different states to get that approved. I almost missed my flight, almost missed my event. It was for business, and it was my birthday. And that really, really upset me because I'm like, wait a minute, I earned that 55,000. I can pay 17,000. It more than covers that. And I got declined. So we solved that problem. If you have $17,000 on a QFI secured MasterCard charge card and you want to go on buy an airline ticket, you can swipe that bad boy and you're instantly approved. You have control of your money within our system. And to me, that is the biggest solution in the world. Because not.
You're muted, Mike.
No, I couldn't agree more, M.I.M.S, and we've seen that before with, banks. I went to buy a car one time and wanted to get cash out, told me, or I just wanted to get a check, a cashier's check. And they're like, oh, it's going to be a week or two, and anytime you try to move any sort of money, it's just almost impossible these days. And like you said, the big solution again is the on-ramp and the off-ramp, making it simple for people, having everything in one place, having the ability to earn without even paying anything, having the ability to earn without even telling a soul if you get, the $500 or $1,000 package. So M.I.M.S, I'll let you wrap this up, man. But to me, get back, to M.I.M.S or I or whoever shared this with video with you on our team and just get started, get a card, join for free and market and promote it. But guys, this to me is, just a home run.
Yeah, everything that we've been doing in our blockchain and crypto career, it fits right in. It's the perfect solution. It falls in line with where the world is going. This is, the first blockchain based bank that I know of with all these features and values. It's really next level. Your assets, your money is secure, because it's not like QFI is really holding it. They're just like the software intermediary. Your funds are still, at these banks where, those FDIC requirement, insurance is there and things of that nature. So, this is, we got on the Zoom with them because we wanted to make sure that this was what we thought it was. And it's even better, we realized. And there's a lot more coming. There's only so much we can cover on this Zoom, but on this live stream. But definitely make sure that you get back to, me or Mike. And, you're going to get the video. We'll give you the 4-hour video that we did, with the founders and the team. You know what I mean? And, get your questions answered. But definitely lock in and put yourself in position. Something like this is going to spread like wildfire. There are a lot of people that are going to take advantage of this because of those features, especially as we start to see some hiccups in the banking system. Because I'm telling you, they're coming.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you, they're coming because of Basel III compliance. Okay. Basel III endgame compliance. A lot of banks ain't going to be here. Because of ISO compliance, a lot of banks ain't going to be here. They're just not ready. That's why, if you remember during the financial crisis, they always talk about stress tests for the banks. Well, those are for the big banks. But what's going to happen is all these little banks are going to be absorbed into the big banks. Okay. And you want to make sure that you have options. You might not want to go along with their program. This is what it's always been about. It's always been about liberty, freedom, building wealth, securing your wealth, being able to transfer value. And he talked about that in the end of the video, talking about how he had freedom, liberty to move to spend what he wanted to spend, and that's powerful. That's huge because most people, don't have that today with their bank account. When you talk about that secured, blockchain based debit card, right? MasterCard, credit card, all in one, whatever. it's, you know, this is what you want to see. And so any details, any other questions you guys got, make sure that you guys reach out to us, and we're going to get that information to you. But honestly, everybody should have a blockchain based, okay, crypto account, blockchain banking account. You know what I mean? It's you're moving into the future, and this is how you do it.
Yeah, a couple questions here. If you guys, again, thank you for jumping on. Like this, share it out. Anthony, does a $15 monthly apply to the Prime and Elite packages as well? Yes, it's 15. Doesn't matter which package you get. You'll get 15. It's a very simple affiliate program, guys. This isn't network marketing, MLM, anything. It's 3 levels, 30%, 10%, 5%. Very simple. And we can show you guys a video on that. James, I don't know what you mean necessarily here. Did you all mention that the state of Texas gold and silver is real mine? If you're talking about Texit, it is a real coin that is mined using physical miners. This is Bobby Gray showing one of my friends, Chandler, how the mining operation works. These are the top miners put in kind of like an oil to keep them cool versus using fans. It's very, it's a lot more efficient to do it that way. And so, yeah, we are.
Yeah, Texas is definitely next level, folks. The infrastructure, you know, Bobby Gray knows what he's doing. He's been in this liberty and economic space for over a decade. And when you hear him speak and break this stuff down, the infrastructure that he's building is solid, folks.
Yeah,
it's solid. There are projects out there that they just create the nodes or they just create the coins, but this is a proof of work blockchain, okay? And their abilities to be able to mine other cryptocurrencies, the infrastructure that they're building, and this is a layer 1, let alone the projects that are going to build on this ecosystem. See, it's really genius because it has a community that has an asset, and there are people who are going to want to build on that blockchain to take advantage of the liquidity from that community and that asset. And that's going to expand because of the system, you know, the infrastructure that Bobby Gray is building, you know, with these miners, you know, being placed all throughout Texas. So it's really a big deal. It's next level. We haven't even been a part of a mining project to this scale, and we're happy to see it. And then, like Mike talked about, there's a lot of people, and we put the post out. We've told you guys, look, put yourself in position to make $3 grand a week. Mike just said it earlier. We got people making $3 grand a week. We got people making $2 grand a week. We got people making $1,000 for the week, and it's in crypto, okay? And people are having challenges, you know, moving that crypto and accessing that crypto and spending that crypto, not because of Texit, but because of the present system is not giving them that ease ability, you know, that user-friendly experience. So this solution right here is prime for people that are in crypto, companies that are in crypto, institutions, individuals, unbanked, to have a blockchain-based bank account to be able to, you know, take your commissions, take your, you know, your crypto value, move it to this blockchain-based bank, and give yourself that liberty, that freedom to spend and convert, you know, and transfer how you want at your liberty. It's next level. The light bulb will go off for some people, and they're going to want to share this with everybody.
No, I love it. Hey, thank you guys, everyone, for jumping on. I think we're going to be going live Wednesday or Thursday with a special guest as well. So look out for that on our channels. If not, we'll definitely see you guys here next week with the Runners Live. Lace up. We are wealthy.